Hello everyone, this is the Emerald Trick Shot, and today this is sort of like a, not really an update, more like a theory video on what Genshin could probably do with version 1.4 relating to banners. I'll give you some of my theories based on what the tweet is from A Entropy, a few things from a few like banners, characters, and weapons, and etc. So let's get straight into it. So basically, a while, like not maybe like a few minutes, maybe like 20 minutes ago, Genshin, sorry, 400 minutes ago, or about an hour, Genshin or miHoYo made a version 1.4 update notice where they were talking about like what's being added to this new version. So they were talking about things like Rosaria, new weapons, everything, new events, yada yada. What I mainly want to talk over is the weapon banner, the Abyssal moon, and something else that you'll see in a little bit. So first thing is the weapon banner. So basically, thanks to 8 and Tribigo, follow him on Twitter, he has told us from here that the first weapon gacha will have the new 5-star bow, LG for the end, the new 5-star sword, the Skyward Blade, and 2 new 4-stars, a 4-star sword called the Alley Flash, and a 4-star catalyst, Wine and Song. Now we can go take a quick look over there. I don't have something ready because I was not prepared for this. Let me just put these up right here. I just sort of looked at this now and was very interested, and this is sort of like a niche video. There we go. So here we are. I should probably also get the new 5-star bow and the sword while I'm here. But yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. So here we are. Let me just order these up a little bit. There we go. So basically, we first have the 5-star bow LG for the end, which is right here. This is what it does. So basically, it's super long, but basically what it does is it has energy recharge percentage, and it has EM, and increase EM elements mastery by 60. And whenever you use skills or bursts that hit opponents, you gain a sigil, and you get these sigils even if your character's not on the field, which is perfect for Venti because you throw his burst, you'll constantly hit enemies, and you'll basically get sigils every super quickly. And when you get 40 sigils, they'll all be consumed, and all nearby party members will get this special song for 12 seconds, and this song will increase EM by elements mastery by 100 and increase attack by 20%. However, once effects triggered, you will not gain sigils for 20 seconds, and of the many of these buffs, like the buffs at the same time will not stack. So basically, you won't, like any of these millennial movements, they will not combine, which most likely means that weapons of these kind of things will come back later. But yeah, this is perfect for Venti because his burst just goes just extremely, like basically you shoot like a huge tornado of sorts, and it will constantly hit enemies over time, which is just really good. So that's that thing. However, we did get this 5-star sword. We're getting this rate of Skyward Blade, which used to be Chain's best weapon, but then the Jade sword replaced it completely. So what it did was increase crit rate by 4%. You gain the Sky Piercing Might whenever you use the burst, which increased your movement speed by 10%, increased your attack speed by 10%, and increased the damage you dealt from normal charge hits by additional damage equal to 20% for attack, and it lasts for 12 seconds. And it gives you energy recharge percentage. So it was really good. It's really good, right? It's not a bad sword for how long it's been in the game. We also have the Alley Flash, which is a new 4-star sword that's coming into the banner. It increases damage dealt by the character, equipping this weapon by 12%, and taking damage disables the effect for 5 seconds. And it has Elements of Mastery as a secondary stat. We also getting a 4-star catalyst called Wine and Song, and hitting the opponent with normal attack decreases stamina consumption of sprint or alternate sprint by 14% for 5 seconds. Additionally, using a sprint or alternate sprint ability, increases attack by 20% for 5 seconds. Now, judging from what they're giving us here, because what they're telling us is very vague, right? They haven't given us a lot of information when it comes to like the banners, like who's coming out first. All they really told us when it comes to is Venti and Childe are coming, and Rosario will show up on Childe's banner, or Tartaglia, whichever you want to call it, right? So it's my theory, and don't take this with a grain of salt because I'm just basing it off my own knowledge. So this is what I think. I believe that Venti's banner could, I won't say it is 100%, but it could have the free-to-play 4-star characters, that being Amber, Kaya, and Lisa. Now, why do I think this? Well, I already have it here. So basically, they're adding a 5-star sword, right? They're adding a 5-star sword, Skyward Blade. And if we look back at past banners, everyone except for Venti, because he was the first banner, so they didn't really know what to do with him at the current moment. But everyone past that point, there's always been a 4-star character on the banner that would relate to that sword. Not entirely, but they could use it pretty well. So like for Klee's banner, she got this special catalyst, but on this banner, we got Wolf's Greystone, which we work with Noelle. Tartaglia's banner, we got the bow, and Guang could use this catalyst, and so on and so forth. It's been like that ever since Klee, right? It's always been like that. The only difference was this banner, special banner, where we got 3 banners instead of 2, but this spear was for Xiao, the sword was for Kaching. It kind of worked out in itself, right? So, yeah. Seeing how that the second 5-star usually relates to another character either on the banner or a banner afterwards, and we already know 2 of the banners, it's my theory that we are going to get a 4-star sword character within the banner. However, as you can see, we don't have a lot of options. We have 3 options basically. We have Xingqiu, which is a complete knockout, because currently on the banner, I can probably show you here, we already have Xingqiu as a rate up, so we can't do that. We also have Bennett, but Bennett showed up on Kaching's banner, so I'm not saying he's not gonna come out, but the chances of him coming are very unlikely. They could also release Kai as a 4-star, he's a free-to-play character you get at the beginning of the game, and he has not shown up on a single rate. He's not become a rate up on any banners, right? So they could introduce this new idea, because remember, this is the Mondstadt Festival, the Ludi Harpastum, and so bringing in 4-star characters from Mondstadt would be amazing, and they're free-to-play, and they're actually not that bad. I'll say this because, remember, this increases the crit rate by 4%, right? And when you throw in Elemental Burst, all this happens. If we go look at Kai's thing, we can see that he has high ER percentage, so this would just add up on top of that. And he has the highest sword multipliers in the game out of any sword character, which is very surprising. So for them to do that would be pretty cool. And the Constellation has, it increases crit rate, makes shields, it actually increases the duration for every hit. It's really good, right? And he gets more energy. Basically, this sword plus like a full Constellation 6 Kaya would be just amazingly good, right? The next thing we could talk about is Amber. So Amber is an iffy one, because Amber is, like, when it comes to both characters, they have 3 options, right? Like, Venti, Tartaglia / Childe have already been confirmed, and Ganyu is not going to come out for a good while. They have Diona, Fischl, and Amber. Fischl seems like the best option, because if we look at the bow, it actually isn't that bad. I lost the bow, but you get what I mean. It actually kind of works out for Fischl if you still don't get Venti. But the only reason I don't think it's, like, Fischl will definitely get a rate up on one of these 2 banners, because the last time she got a rate up was on Albedo's banner, and she hasn't gotten a rate up since. She's not even on Hu Tao's current banner, so it's very sad to see that. But Amber also kind of benefits off this bow too, so it wouldn't be the worst thing ever to see that either. Diona could also work with it, but I don't know, it just feels really weird to bring her back, because she came out on Shadow's banner. I'm not saying it's been a while, because they could bring her back, but they could also bring her on Childe's banner if you just sort of mess up and you don't pull Childe, but you can pull Diona. They usually like to do that with these kind of banners. So yeah, that's what I think. And Lisa. Now, the only problem with Lisa is that she has 2 other, well, technically 3, but we can mark one of them off, right? She has 2 or 3 other competitors that she has to deal with. She has to deal with Sucrose, Ningguang, and Barbara. Barbara and Ningguang most likely will not happen, just because, well, one of them is from Liyue, and it's supposed to be the Mondstadt Festival, so it makes it doesn't make that much sense to bring Ningguang, from a character from Liyue, into Mondstadt. Barbara had a shot, but she came out on Kaching's banner, which was not that long ago, so I doubt that. Sucrose, though, has the highest chance, right with Lisa, because the last time Sucrose got a rate up was, again, Albedo's banner, so it would only make sense. However, this current, what's it called? Catalyst works a lot better for Lisa than it does for Sucrose, because Sucrose's character is meant to be give her a bunch of EM and throw it, right? But Lisa could benefit off this, because the more ER, the energy recharge percent she has, the faster she can pop her burst, and like hanging with normal attack, which you're gonna have to do because that's kind of her gimmick. It decreases stamina consumption of sprint and alternate by 40%, and you increase your attack potential for whenever you sprint for 5 seconds. So basically, it would work out really well for her character. That's what I think though. Also, just this is my theory. I believe that Venti's banner will have well, it won't have, like, I won't say will, but it could have the free-to-play characters of Amber, Kaya, and Lisa. Now, another theory that I've been bringing up, but I don't know if it'll happen, is if we scroll down into the things, they talk about the adjustments and optimizations, and they talk about the Spiral Abyss, and they talk about 2 Abyssal Moon blessings. One being the Windward Moon, and the second one being Skyward Moon. We'll come back to the period 2 in a second. Period 1 basically characters possess an attack increasing Windward aura that increases their attack by a maximum 60%. And for every opponent who steps in the aura, the aura's effect is decreased by 25%. And when 4 more opponents are within the aura, this effect will not provide attack increase. This is tailored completely towards both characters like Venti and Shilling, because the farther away you are from your opponents, the more attack you will gain, and it just works out like extremely well. However, this one is a bit iffy. Period 2 Skyward Moon. Hitting an opponent with a plunging attack decreases their defense by 40% for 10 seconds. Now, the actual thing itself is really good, but the question thing is, usually when it comes to the blessings of the Abyssal Moon, they usually follow with the character's banner that's currently out right now. Like if we currently go to Hu Tao. Hu Tao's gimmick is basically, I can pull her up because I have the character. Here you are. Her gimmick is basically, this skill, Guide to Afterlife, will take a chunk of your HP, 30% of your current HP, and she'll use it to increase her damage. And one of her talents is when Hu Tao's HP is equal to or less than 50%, her power damage bonus is increased by 33%. Now, if we look at the current Abyssal Moon blessing, and right here, blessing of the Abyssal Moon right here, a charge will accumulate every 10 seconds, blah blah blah. If the after character HP is less than 50%, they will consume a charge when they hit an opponent to create an unstable energy over the opponent's position. This was made specifically for Hu Tao in mind. So to see this come out in period 2 and not in period 1 tells us something, but we don't know what. This could mean one of 2 things. One, that Chill Day is coming first, which doesn't seem likely considering that what's currently going on with the monster Abyssal just makes sense for events to come out. Or 2, which it could happen, but again, this is all completely theoretical. I don't think it will come to fruition, but if it does, I'll kind of be happy. Is that period 2 could see the return of Albedo, because think about it, they haven't told us how long these banners lasted, other than like the weapon banner, which they said was gonna last for 3 weeks, but that means nothing because the last Epitome Invocation before this one also lasted for 3 weeks, but that had 3 banners, right? It lasted for through 1.5 banners life, and then and another one came out to replace it, right? They didn't tell us how long the character banners lasted. They just told us you're getting 2, right? They did the same thing with these. They revealed that Xiao could change her banners, but they didn't say anything about Hu Tao until very late in, even though we all knew she was coming out. So we could see an Albedo rerun. It wouldn't be the worst thing ever, because again, Albedo is one of the only few 5 stars in the game that it hails from Mondstadt, other than Klee. Klee would be a good option, but looking at the Abyssal Moon buff that we get, it makes more sense for Albedo since he has a platform that would raise you up and you can do plunging attacks and you do more damage from it, right? So it only makes sense. It also really works for Xiao, but Xiao came out like 2 banners ago. It would make no sense to return him that quickly. Plus, he hails from Liyue, and this is the Mondstadt Festival, so it makes no sense. Anyway, those are my 2 theories: that Albedo could make a rerun as a third mystery banner if they decide to 3 banners, and the fact that Venti could have the free-to-play characters. So thanks for me rambling. If you have any of your own theories, put them down in the comments. Like, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to know what I really think will happen, I think Venti will have Fischl, Sucrose, and Bennett, or a different, maybe like Claymore of some kind if they really want to. Maybe like Noelle, right? Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next video.